Hello sweet beans! So today I am doing my first ever voiceover for one of my bullet journal videos. This is my May plan with me and the theme is Toadstools. So first I want to show you some of the supplies I'll be using. I got these little toadstool stamps off of Amazon that I'm very excited to use. I also have these little washi tapes that are kind of on theme, which I'm very excited about. They're very cute, look at them, so versatile. Then here are some of the pens I'm using and some of the paper. All right, let's get going. So I don't like to fully plan out my spreads. I like to have a general idea and then just kind of have my supplies and roll with it. I know a lot of people like extensively plan out their spreads, which is awesome and fantastic, and their spreads always look amazing. I don't know why I don't. I guess it's a lot of work to plan it ahead of time, and I feel like some of the relaxation and enjoyment that I get from bullet journaling is from being able to create it on the spot. So that's just not really my vibe. Oh, also, kind of a little bit of a hack right here. I don't have any of those acrylic blocks that you put stamps onto. I think they're kind of a waste of money because they cost like $10 for one little plastic block, and I think it's stupid. Also, here are some vintage floral stamps that I got. Pretty cool. There's a bunch of them, a whole lot of different things. But anyways, back to my hack. So if you just use the plastic top of your ink pads for stamps, you can just stick your like plastic stamp thing on there and just use it as if it were an acrylic block, and then just put it back on the little sheet that it comes on. You don't need to waste $10 on an acrylic block. I mean, maybe you want to, and that's fantastic, but I don't want to. So I just kind of discovered that while I was doing this. So that's kind of cool. So here I am sticking on the May title page. I decided to just actually make two spreads, like two-page spreads, if that makes sense. I usually might like to make 6 pages, but for this one, I spent a really long time trying to get the front page looking how I wanted it to, and I just felt like I didn't need that much for me, and I like to add on as well. So if you ever want to see some additional spreads that I do throughout the month, you can let me know and we'll maybe make those. I really enjoy making my bullet journal videos, so I'm just going to keep making them. So as you can see, for the first 2 stamps, I mean, I don't use stamps all too often, so I'm not really sure how much pressure to push down on to really get the prime stamp out of it. But for the first 2 stamps, you can probably see that I didn't really get enough ink in the middle section. Not sure if that's just the way the stamp is contoured or if I just didn't push down enough. But for all the other stamps, I pushed down more towards the middle and it was fine. And then for this one, I just kind of covered up the weird blank area in the middle of one of my toadstool stamps with a little bit of brown paper, and I wrote major events. Also, to figure out my major events, I first had to check my calendar to remember what was even happening in this next month. I also forgot one, and now of course while I'm recording this voiceover, I don't remember what the one is that I forgot. I was supposed to write down 4 events, and I forgot one of them, so let's just hope. Oh wait! It was the DMV. Yep, I forgot to write down my major event of going to the DMV to renew my license. I know. So exciting. I'm very excited because I'm getting a new state license, which I've had a Hawaii state license my entire life, so it's going to feel very weird getting a new license. I don't know if I will like it because I don't know if you've seen the Hawaii State license, but it's very good. If you've seen that one movie, is it Superbad? I think it's Superbad, where like Dr. McLovin is the fake ID that they try to buy alcohol with. Super off topic, but it's a Hawaii State ID, so every time I use my ID anywhere outside of the state of Hawaii, it's fun because they always think it's fake at first, so that's great. So right now I am filling in some color for a little bit of foliage around my spread. I wanted to kind of make it a little more exciting. I really like layering things and making it more of a art journal style. I'm not much of an artist. I mean, I really enjoy doing art, but when I was really young, I got really self-conscious about my art, and I always thought, oh, it's too late for me to start art. This is literally when I was 12. I thought I was too late to the art game. So I just decided to focus on other things. Yeah, kind of regret that a little bit, but you know, it's fine because now I've realized it's not too late. And I just enjoy doing art on my own time. But either way, I also really like using things that aren't my own doodles, hence the stamps and the washi tape and stickers and other pieces of paper. I just feel a little more confident with it because I don't know what to doodle when I try to doodle. When I do doodle and I'm like trying to copy something else that I like see as a reference, I feel great about it and I love it. But other times I'm just not so certain. If you feel kind of similar, then let me know because we can be in it together. But yeah, so right here I decided to do my TBR on the front page of the month, which is very unusual, but it just felt right, and I really didn't want to write out that little monthly day chart where you write every single day of the month out, and it looks great, but do you ever use it? No. So I decided to put my TBR. I've kind of changed up how I've done TBRs because I noticed that a lot of times in the past I would talk about like 20 books I was really excited to read, but I would never have the time, so I would never get to some of them, and then I would feel really stressed about it because I talked about wanting to read them, and it was a whole thing. So I'm kind of changing up how I'm doing them. I think I'm going to start doing it in May, but I'm going to start this new thing called Story Chronicles. It sounds kind of cheesy, I know, but you know, I'm trying my best. Yeah, so I'm calling it Story Chronicles. I looked it up. It doesn't look like anyone else has named anything Story Chronicles, so I hope I'm not stealing someone else's idea. I hope it's organic. I'm doing my best. Either way, I'm going to kind of include it as more of a recent reads situation, books that I'm currently reading, books that I just finished, and books that I'm about to start, and not have it set as maybe a monthly thing. I might have it end up being monthly, it might be seasonal, it might be a little more fluid than that. I'm not sure. We're going to see how it goes. But either way, I'm going to start it soon. I'm really excited about it because I don't know if you noticed. You probably didn't, but I haven't done a wrap-up in over a year. I could say it was because of the whole worldwide situation. It has in some sense because I haven't had access to almost any of my books. So that's kind of made me feel a little insecure because I can't physically look up things sometimes because a lot of the books I'm currently reading are library loans that I have digitally on my tablet. But other times, it's mostly just me being really stressed about accurately describing a book and portraying it, and I don't want to mess that up, so I end up getting really stressed about it. So I'm thinking that this whole story chronicle idea will help me just kind of focus on the things I'm excited about and maybe the ones I have really strong opinions about, and not have to stick to such a rigid monthly TBR and wrap-up situation. Anyways, I've gotten a little off track, but let's go back to the video. So I have filled out a bit of a to-watch list. I forgot a lot of things that I want to watch. I only ended up putting 3 because honestly that's as much room as the little toadstools allowed on this page. I decided to put, let's talk about my TBR first. For my TBR, I have Aphrodite Made Me Do It, the 5th season, Bridgerton, and The Unbroken. I have started reading I am reading all of these actually right now, so that's fun. For my to watch, I have Two Broke Girls, Kim's Convenience, and Mismatch. These are all TV shows. I have a lot of movies that I want to get to as well. But a month is a long time, as 30 days. I usually watch quite a bit of TV and movies, if I'm being honest. I feel as much love for television and movies as I do for books. It's all together. Also, speaking of my Story Chronicles idea, I will be including movies and TV shows in it as well because I really want to talk about it and I want to put it all in one thing. And I think it just makes sense because they're all stories. So that's exciting. So that is mostly my first page done. I end up going back a little bit because I felt like it was missing something. So I did add a few accents and kind of embellishments to some of the pages. I ended up coloring some of the toadstools because I felt like it needed a little bit more of that red toadstool accent in it. Honestly, this isn't one of my favorite spreads, but I do like it. Like, I don't dislike it. It just feels a little different than usual, especially because I usually like to print out relevant pictures and kind of make it more of a collage for the first page, and I wasn't able to do that because if you haven't heard, I recently moved. It's the only thing I've been talking about because it's literally been happening for 4 weeks. But I finally got into my new apartment. I absolutely love it. I'm currently doing this spread on my floor because I don't have any furniture except for a bed, but all in due time. I really like my floors though. Anyways, yeah. So I decided to make a little mood board. What are they called? Where you document your moods. Mood log? Feelings log? I feel like there's actually a specific name for them, and of course I can't remember them right now. But I wanted to incorporate the toadstools a little bit more. Here's where you see some of my doodling. I do my best. But I did end up doodling a lot of toadstools here and numbering them. I'm going to color in the top of the toadstools with a certain color depending on how I felt that day. Mood tracker! Oh my gosh, they're called mood trackers. I got there in the end. So I kind of want to actually use this because I've made a lot of these in the past. I think my one from January, my one from January was the most I filled out one ever, and I think it's about half filled out. That's kind of because I was really busy with finals and I was trying to stick to like a mental health regimen, which I kind of want to get back to. It was one of my goals for the year, and of course fell apart in February, as I'm sure happens to a lot of people, which is totally fine, but that doesn't mean that you can't try again later in the year if you're feeling up to it. So one of my goals for this year was to track my mental health a little bit more and do more yoga and meditation. I want to do it every single day, but you can't really go from 0 to everything in a day. At least I can't. Maybe you can. I don't know. But I can't really do that, so I gotta kind of ease myself into it so I don't stress myself out, which is ironic. So now I'm filling in the colors. I decided to go for this bright red and kind of more dark maroon, and then this silvery green for the colors. I feel like those are all mushroom colors, maybe? I don't know. And then this spread on the right, I ended up making more of a relaxation brain dump page. I like to make one of these every single month. I don't always use them, but I like having them available. So now you can see I am adding those little embellishments to the front page, just little markings here and there, adding some color. I feel like it kind of brings everything together just a little bit. There we go, a little breathe page. Also, I spent a very long time trying to figure out if it was breathe or breath that I wrote, and then I gave up. So that's one of the main linguistic problems I have. No matter how hard I try, I cannot remember which one's breathe and which one's breath. I don't know what to tell you. That's just how it is. So here are the spreads I did, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.